Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Danny's Life and Travel. And today we're going to be talking about AMD stock again. So, AMD stock, as you can see, AMD stock has been going up basically. So, from the last video I did, it's gone up roughly about 10-11%. And so, this was Monday, so it went up on Monday, as you can see. And then Tuesday was down, Wednesday up, Thursday down, Friday up. But generally, if you look at it, this point here on the chart is lower than this point, so it means it's generally uptrending. It wants to go up, right? And if you look at the general 3-month chart, it's going up, and for longer than that, 6 months or more, you can see it's still on its way up. So it's looking pretty good. Now the other interesting thing about it is because AMD's got some products coming out. So you've got the Ryzen processor, the CPU, and the Vega GPU coming out this year. We have Nvidia, which has been going down. So this is after an earnings. I mean, they've had. I listened to the earnings call, and it was they had a record quarter and a record year, but yet the stock price is going down. You can see it there. It's just been, it was down 2.5% yesterday, right? So there's something definitely going on with Nvidia. One of the things I noticed in the earnings call was that they said that the earnings will be less for the first quarter. It's going to be, I think it was 1.9 billion, or it was meant to be something like that. It was meant to be lower than they expected, and one of the reasons for that, the main reason for that, was they have a deal with Intel where they did a licensing deal, and that licensing deal is going to come to an end. So because that licensing deal is going to come to an end in, I think it's mid-March, it's going to come to an end, right? This leaves the door open, for number one, for AMD to come in and do a licensing deal with them, which will boost AMD stock. And the other thing it'll do is it'll reduce the income that Intel has, Nvidia has for that one quarter. So that's why they were saying it's going to be less at that point. And then for the second quarter, I think it's going to be even lower than that, even lower than the first one, because at least in the first quarter you get some portion, of the money from the licensing deal. I think it's for half the quarter they're getting paid for it, but for the last half they're not getting paid for it. But in the second quarter and beyond, they're not going to get paid at all. So because it's over, the licensing deal has come to an end and it's not been renewed. So that was one major takeaway. The other thing was, so this is Nvidia right now, and remember this is AMD's GPU competitor, right? And the competitor they have for server, so the server side of the business, where they're doing data centers and so on. And Nvidia said, one of the key things I liked about Nvidia's earnings call is it shows where the most profitable sectors are, where they can make the most money. And they did say that most of their money, right now is coming from the server side. I think it was that. I might be getting confused with Intel's earnings call, because I haven't listened to a lot of earnings calls. But anyway, they were saying the server, the data center side is a strong one, because I think they tripled their business within that. It's like, went up by 3x. So they've had huge gains in that. But I think this is great for AMD. It shows them which sectors to aim for. And I think Nvidia sees this. They see that, look, hey, we're going to have competition this year and it's going to be big. And the stock is reflecting that. People, investors, they can see that's going to happen, and they're afraid. So this is why I think that the stock is going down. The other thing was that with Intel, the same thing was also happening. So you can see the Intel chart here. And the Intel chart is, you can see it, it was at $37 and it's come all the way down to $35. So again, I think they have issues there as well. And they said as well, I looked at their earnings, and they're expecting the earnings to be reduced as well. So what they're saying is we advise a cautious outlook. That's what they were saying. That's the main thing. And they're trying to diversify into other fields, right? And the data center margins are going to go down as well. But you have to remember that with Nvidia, yes, it has a fair amount to go yet, but Intel is right up there. It's it's doing all it can do. It's a huge, giant, a behemoth. You can see that it's in so many different sectors, but there's nowhere for them to really go anymore. And the stock price takes all that into account, and it's already priced for that. So, and they also said that they're going to let go of, I think, 15,000 people in the earnings call. So they're going to let go of that many people. So that means that they can see that, look, we're going to be suffering. So how do we keep up the money side? How do we show that we're still making money and so on? And one of the ways you can do that is increase the amount of money you're getting to keep, your profits and so on, is by firing people. Then you retain more cash, you're spending less, and you have more. So that's what they're doing. I think they see the problems, and they're planning ahead for them. There is a rumor that they're going to license the patents from AMD. So that side of it, if it happens, it's good for AMD. But to be honest, when I see, I'll just show you on here. If you look at what do you call it, the conversation side. So this is on Yahoo Finance. You can find it yourselves. But if you look at the conversation side on this, and you look at the new reactions, yeah. So it's all negative. It says it's been a bad week for Intel. Intel will make all US government chips with security. Very diplomatic president. Yeah, some guy is optimistic, and let's see what they're saying. The only reason why Intel is standing at 35 is the dividend. If that's what you want, then that's what you get. Yeah, and yeah, this person has a good point. VRM has a good point on the 10 nanometer production, because they had a lot of problems with the 14 nanometer production. And whilst they're gonna have the 10 nanometer coming out, they said, but when they launch that, I think they'll have a delay of some kind, because they've had problems with 14 nanometer, so they'll have problems for 10 nanometer. So the newer chipsets that they're gonna have to compete against AMD, they're going to be delayed. And keep in mind, AMD is working on 7 nanometer, which is even better than 10 nanometer, and that's going to come out next year. Next year they're going to probably be looking at launching that, because I listened to the earnings call for AMD, and the CEO was asked, Intel will be bringing out a CPU at some point in the by the end of this year, and same with Nvidia will have a graphics card towards the end of this year. And her answer was that, yes, we are working right now with Global Foundries on a 7 nanometer, architecture. They're going to try and get a new processor out for that. So if they can launch that before the 10 nanometer one comes out, then it's obsolete. They've just lost a huge chunk. Intel is way behind them. Yeah, so you see, it says that they need that to even catch up with AMD's roadmap. So they definitely need that. But if they're too late in launching it, then they're screwed. But my point was with this, there's a lot of negative comments on here. I was reading it the other day, and it was like really negative. Yeah, so like this guy says, AMD rising chip price leak, Intel could get in a price war, and the AMD chip looks to be phenomenal. Yeah, and he got 10 likes, so 10 people agree with him. So there's so much of this going on, and it's craziness. But same with Nvidia. If you look at Nvidia's chat board, we're looking at that the other day as well. Let me just go into the conversation if I can. So somewhere in here, so yeah, this guy says bought in at $22 and sold at all 590 shares. Just went YOLO all in with AMD, wish me luck. So, and then reply to that, did the same, smaller magnitude though, let's go. Wise choice, my friend. AMD share price is now what Nvidia was 1.5 years ago. So you see a lot of people are agreeing with the same sentiment that the AMD stock is going to go up, and all of these stocks are likely to suffer. Nvidia and Intel is likely to suffer. So where do I see AMD going? I think it'll go higher. I think it'll go to 20. but I'm not 100% sure as to the time frame, and I never am. So this is why I'm keeping my money in, even though it's been going sideways. But if you look at the stocks that I have on my watch list, you got Glencore, which is a UK-based commodities company, and my sister does trade a lot on it. But it's going to go up to some extent, but it's still highly priced right now. It's not a buy. We got Nvidia, still too high to buy. We got mobileye. Intel, we know that is going to suffer anyway. There's no point talking about that on mobileye. That's going to do well, but still it's too highly priced. Same with Tesla. Tesla's all-time high was 285, so it's gone to 270 a couple of days ago. I think yesterday I think I went to 270. So 285 isn't far off. So it's close to its all-time high. So they're too highly priced right now. And with Facebook as well, I listened to the earnings call that with Facebook they expect increased reduced revenue and increased expenses for this year by 50% increased expenses. So with all this, there's going to be issues. For Facebook, I think for a good year or two they're going to have issues. Tesla will have a run up, but they will do well. They will be in profit, but not yet. They have the Model 3 to launch and to produce it. Basically, they've launched it. They're going to produce it, and it's not yet in production. And they're going to have issues with production. And the CEO has problems meeting deadlines and keeping promises. So I think it's going to take some time, but they will get there. I think Tesla will get there in the end. The CEO is pretty good on execution eventually, but he's doing good stuff. He's really taking on a huge monumental task, and it's never been done before. But I think if anyone can do it, he can do it, and he'll get there. Mobileye has new partnerships as well, but I think the last time I bought it was at $30, and I think I sold it at 36 or something. So 20-30% I think I made on it. Can't remember. But anyway, that if it goes below 30, I'd buy. But these are the stocks. I have like 5 stocks that I really know. And there's this one as well. There's another guy that we're aware of who's invested in Hikma Pharmaceuticals. But again, it's up from its all-time low, so it's not a good time to buy into it. So we're looking at that. Yeah, and these are just gambling. Dry ship is a complete gamble. If you look at the chart, it's bloody crazy, right? But yeah, so I'm looking at the stocks, and I don't see anything that's cheaply priced where I can jump across to at the moment. But at the same time, I know AMD will go to 20. So when it does, so guys, if you found this video helpful, I hope you did. Please like and comment, and let me know what you think and what you think will happen with these stocks in the future. I also did a video about complaining per cash. That was basically just showing you, how you could, if you had a problem with banks, how you can complain on that. So check that out if you like. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. See you next time.